We go now to the final of a TVJ News In Focus report on construction concerns in the corporate area. Stakeholders say breaches are widespread. Giovanni Dennis picks up part 3 of development disorder.
Dr. Patricia Green has been an architect for more than 40 years.
There is not that comprehensive planning taking place. And so we have ad hocism taking hold of our environment. So here you have one single family, there you have a high rise. There you have a single family, there you have a high rise.
Margaret Jarrett is also an architect and urban planner.
You can no longer feel comfortable sitting in your backyard, having a drink, reading your newspaper without neighbors suddenly looking down on you. So you've lost your privacy.
They confirm the concerns expressed by the Charlemont residents aren't unique.
We're all facing the same problem.
Courtney Cephas represents a coalition of 20 presidents of neighborhood associations across Kingston and St. Andrew. They've joined forces against what they see as a proliferation of inadequately regulated developments. They have 4 broad areas of concern. 1. Breaches of laws and regulations. 2. Non-responsiveness of state agencies. 3. Monitoring and enforcement. 4. Impact on the environment and infrastructure. 1. Breaches.
The KSMAC, NAA, all the agencies, we give approvals for development of a certain height, development that has a certain number of units being built, and in reality, there are violations of those requirements.
This development on New Haven Avenue has been halted by the Supreme Court over breaches, a case brought by residents. In December 2020, a Supreme Court judge ruled NEPA and the KSAMC breached guidelines in the approval of a development on Birdsucker Avenue in St. Andrew. Among the breaches, residents not being notified.
You just wake up one day and you see zinc fence going up and construction start.
Breach of restrictive covenants is also a sore issue. The second concern, non-responsiveness of state agencies.
We see the breaches, we reach out to the agency, KSMAC, NEPA, submit letters, and we get no response.
The third concern, monitoring and enforcement.
Once they are going up, who is monitoring to say, hey, the approvals that are given are being enforced or being abided by?
So, who is responsible for monitoring the developers? Christopher Henry is the senior legal officer at the Real Estate Board.
Unfortunately, I have to pass the buck to the municipal corporation and NEPA.
We asked if there's concern about the effectiveness of the enforcement arms of the monitoring agencies NEPA and the KSAMC.
I'm not going to comment on that. I'm not going to put myself into that one.
Residents' fourth concern relates to infrastructure and environment, green space, water, roads, groundwater contamination, and sewage.
Those are also very important, partly because of neighborhood character, a lot because of just surface water, rainwater, how it's dealt with, a lot because hard surfaces radiate heat. So when we talk about the cities getting hotter, then we're putting in a lot more material that's hotter. So there are a lot of things that need to be rebalanced so that development, which has to happen, can be more comfortable and more acceptable.
In the meantime, what can residents do? Gavin Goff is an attorney representing citizens in 4 cases with similar concerns.
There are legal remedies, but unfortunately they're not as effective as we would wish them to be. You can, for instance, file suit against the authorities and try and get them to, as part of that suit, exercise greater monitoring and supervision. They very often say that you need to go and prove that the breach is occurring, and they are the ones who have the duty to do it.
How did these approvals come about in the first place? How is it that the agencies that we rely on to do some kind of approval and monitoring allow it to explode? How is it that when we have concerns, we can't turn to them to get some answers, some relief, some information?
Giovanni Dennis, TVJ News.